Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3. We are playing as France and we have just begun the Siege of Tokyo in earnest. And honestly, I think we're talking more about the siege of the area immediately to the south of Tokyo because we have just pushed the defenders of the actual city of Tokyo out. So there's a small group of, well, it looks like it's mostly HQ divisions in this province right now, but the former defenders of Tokyo are retreating to this province down here, and we have an entire German army, basically, chilling in these two provinces over here. This is a mountain province, this is just a plain province, but we are working on a surround here. I do think we will be able to clean up this little mess without too many problems. We have complete air superiority. We have the Italians helping us out over here. There have been a few air battles, but nothing too spectacular, and we're just about to take the Tokyo airfield from them, which means their closest airfield will be all the way up here. Now they will still be able to fly planes down in this direction, but that will assist us in wresting control of the skies. So yeah, should be more than easy. The Japanese are still doing fairly well on this front. They had pushed like all the way up here. So the Soviets are pushing them back. It's sort of to be expected. They can redeploy significant troops from this front over here to fight the Japanese. In addition to that, we've just taken a significant amount of Japanese ports from them, which presents a unique problem for the Japanese in that all of their supplies for their troops need to come from the capital. So the second we take the capital, they will lose all of their supplies, all of their resources. We'll need to start restockpiling everything. And their entire supply structure will just be completely messed up for a significant amount of time until they basically reestablish their supply structure. So while we don't have their capital, but we have a significant amount of their ports, they're probably suffering from supply shortages on their front line, and once we do take their capital, they will have no more supplies to shunt into the actual supply network. So we will be doing the Soviet Union a rather large favor once we actually get into Tokyo on the 18th of December, and the 18th, yeah, so by the end of tomorrow, it looks like we'll actually have taken Tokyo from the Japanese, unless they can move some reinforcements in, which is a very, very real possibility. Now, we did just do an attack in this area in support of the defenders of this province. We were just pushed out of this province, but rather obviously we had been unable to defend it properly. So we'll see how that goes from here on out. So yeah, we're going to unpause now. Well, okay, never mind. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. Yugoslavia still has an army. It's not really that spectacular of an army, and they are fairly weak. Just compare. This is a 3-4, and our infantry are 5-6. Now, this is the attack. This is the defense. So our infantry divisions are just about twice as strong as their infantry divisions in both attack and defense. It's a pretty significant difference. But yeah, we're going to unpause here. Probably bring it up to speed 3. I think we were playing on speed 4 or something like that previously, but speed 3 will be just fine, at least in the immediate sense. And yeah, it looks like we have complete air superiority. I did notice that the Americans have basically moved their entire fleet into our Vietnamese ports over here. This is 7 American battleships and 5 American aircraft carriers, with, I'm assuming, their full complement of carrier air groups. So that's about 10 wings of American fighter craft, just in that port alone. So that's a spectacularly large amount of men and material. And there it is. We've taken Tokyo. They are counterattacking us in an attempt to take it back, but that has 0 chance of succeeding. And yep, there we go, 0 chance of succeeding. Now the question remains, what do the Germans do? Like, where do the Germans go? They don't have much in the way of supplies left after this. And yeah, there's still that issue down south. They're probably going to end up taking that victory point back, which would suck, but hey, whatever works. They do still have the ability to do concentrated attacks against us. Now, since Germany as a country doesn't really exist anymore, they probably don't have much in the way of reinforcements to be able to put on their front line. It looks like they are attempting to push out of here in this province. This is like the only unit they could have attacked that has full organization. This is like the worst province for them to attack in. So yeah, we'll let them waste their organization on this attack, that's fine. They're attacking across the river into hills with a mechanized unit. So yeah, they're taking basically a 75% penalty to that attack. It's fairly spectacular. Better light cruiser armor. It's always a nice thing. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing that. We'll get that up to modern day standards, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so taking Tokyo, that's an additional... Like, how many points is that, actually? That's 10 points. Fukushima is 5 points, Sendai is 5 points, and Nagita is 5 points, so that's another 15 points we can take without too much in the way of problems, and I think that would force them to surrender. So right now we have Install Democracy and Puppet. That's the only war goals we can possibly do. I think we pull one of these guys off here. The more disorganized one. We're going to have you move up to Fukushima, move over to Sendai, and then move down here. Just take those 15 victory points as soon as you can. There's really no need for us to push any further in, honestly. We can just sit here and wait for Japan to surrender. And now that begs the question, what happens to their puppets? Do we need to actually invade over here and force their puppets to surrender? Let's look at the members of the Axis here. Slovakia is gone, Hungary's gone, Ethiopia's gone, Finland's gone, Manchukuo is not gone, Manchukuo is not gone, Germany is gone, and Japan is almost gone. So it's possible that the governments could flee to either Manchukuo or Manchukuo, which would basically mean that we'd be waiting for the Soviets to push on through and see where it goes from there. But yeah, this is fine. You can throw away all your organization. That's perfectly fine by me. I think we are just going to speed it up here. We're going to hold the lines as they exist right now. Yeah, we'll move you over here. That's fine. And let's spread this line out a little bit more as well. There's no reason to attack. There's no reason to throw more of our manpower away. They are attempting to break out, but that's not going to happen. No. Sorry. So yeah, all you need to do is take Sendai. We've got Fukushima already. That was another 5 points. Yeah, I don't think we'll need to come over here and take Niigata. I think once we take Sendai, they will surrender. I think this is it. This is the most anticlimactic forced surrender in the world. But here it is. 7 o'clock tomorrow. And this is assuming they don't take another one back, but there it is. Alright, now let's check it out. They are at 100% surrender progress. Alright, so now we just need to wait for the day to end. Really, Great Britain? Really? I mean, good on ya, but you need to take that port. It's a good thing Japan's going to surrender soon, otherwise I don't think that would make it very far. Alright, so once the day is over, they should surrender. Here we go. Yep. We have enforced Install Democracy on Japan and Puppet on Japan. We have also gained first aid technology. Let's go take a look at that. Yeah, let's nix that continued research, and yeah, let's dump it back into industrial production and efficiency research. A light cruiser engine as well. You could do with even more upgrades. That's fine. Okay, well. Okay, that answers that question. Yes, the fascists do continue to fight from Manchukuo, I suppose. I don't know who the leader of the Axis is anymore. Okay. Well, that did not force the complete and utter surrender of the Axis powers. What it did do was basically make it so that Japan is now on our team. They are at war with Germany, Slovakia, Hungary, Ethiopia, and Finland. They're not at war with their former puppets. Okay, I think we're going to let them get their army, as small as it is, out of the Soviet Union, back to their territory, before we call them into war against Manchukuo and Manchukuo. They shouldn't take too long to surrender. But yeah, apparently Japan got to keep all of their territory. Because I don't think, honestly, I don't think that Paradox ever really supposed that it would be the French that invaded and forced the Japanese to surrender. Otherwise, there would be some more hard-coded options as to, you know, Korea breaking free and China maybe getting some of their land back, and I don't know, the Philippines being returned to the United States or something like that. We might need to go back in and make some of those changes ourselves by editing a save file. I'm not sure. But in the meantime, I think it is necessary for us to clean up the last remnants of German troops. They're in an interesting spot. Oh, they probably... Yeah, that's what happened. They're currently in a battle right here in this province and in this province that we can't see with the Japanese forces in those provinces. So I think we need to launch our own attacks in support. Yeah, there we go. In support of the battle already happening. Yeah, there's Japanese unit here and Japanese units here that just on a dime turned around and started fighting the troops that they used to be in on the same side with. Sort of weird how that happens. Ooh, supply shortages. I wonder if Japan is actually going to start supplying our troops. I wonder if they're even able to supply our troops. I mean, they haven't really lost any of their land or their industrial capacity or anything. Oh my goodness! Is it over? It must be over. We've just annexed Germany. Yeah. Are we at peace? No, we're still at war with Slovakia, Hungary, Ethiopia, and Finland. But Germany has surrendered. Which means that all this land in here is now considered quote-unquote France. And this is still considered Hungary. Okay, we probably don't want to release Hungary yet because we don't have all of their territory. Can we even release Hungary? Oh, sorry, Romania. Yeah, we can release Romania, but we're not going to yet. The only Germany we can release is the old Germany. We can't release, like, West Germany or anything like that, or the German Republic or anything. Which is unfortunate. Although that might happen by event if we give it enough time. Okay, well, I mean, that means that we now have the provinces that we have no cores on, which means we have revolt risk like crazy. We need to wait for Hungary to officially surrender and end the war, and probably Slovakia too. Do we actually own any Slovakian land? No, we don't. Okay. Well, once Hungary ends the war, we'll be able to actually give this land back to Romania. I don't think that they would get that land if we were to release Romania right now. Although they might. The only way to really tell is to count the provinces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think I missed one. 15, 17, 18, 19. I think this is 30. I think that these provinces right here, the ones that aren't considered occupied by France, but owned by Hungary. Yeah, Romania, if we were to release them right now, would only get this stuff right in here. They wouldn't get any of their cores up in this area. And we fought kind of hard to get them these provinces up here. Although I suppose it doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things, because we don't own this province. We don't own Timisoara. I thought we'd taken it, but I don't know what happened. Somehow the Soviets are occupying it. Oh well. Okay, so the result of that is that we now no longer have occupation policies in place in occupied Germany, now known as French Germany. French Germany, also known as Germany. So that means that we now get to use basically all of Germany's industrial capacity as if it were our own. Same with manpower increases as well. Our monthly manpower increase should skyrocket rather significantly here. So we are going to just invest basically all of that into our upgrade program here. So we are going to go mechanized, 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 and self-propelled artillery. We're going to do another one. Mechanized, 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 and self-propelled artillery. And yeah, we're going to steal a little bit away from supplies so that we can maybe get another one started well on its way. Mechanized, 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 and self-propelled artillery. Alright, wonderful. Now those ones we just started will presumably be done, if we were doing them at full strength, in April of next year. Although it is currently the end of December of this year, so that's really not too long. 4 months might be too long. It depends. It depends on what this situation ends up being. So that means we don't need to worry about German troops over here anymore. We need to get our aircraft back and prepared for the invasion of Manchukuo. Although probably the Soviets will be able to take care of that no problem. I guess it all depends on how quickly we can get over there. We probably won't be able to get over there in time. Okay, we are still based out of Sasebo. So let's move everybody back there. Oops. Well, I was not expecting the German surrender on a different day than the Japanese surrender. I also was not expecting that the Axis powers would fight on. Here's the screen. With Manchukuo as their leader. But I guess they do still have victory provinces. This is a weird world. This map is really weird. And these partisans are also a little bit weird. Oh boy. But yeah, we're going to keep going. Large warship radar. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's modernize that. Bring it up to date as much as physically possible. We're going to redeploy our task forces in this region. Which one of you has the... you're the one with the transports, okay. We're going to redeploy to Indochina. And yeah, you as well. Redeploy to Saigon. Don't have any other troops in this area. Nope. Nope, don't think so. We're all good. Hey, we saved Singapore, we saved Indonesia, we saved the Philippines, we took Taiwan, and then we invaded Japan from the south. It's pretty spectacular, I've got to say. And it is just now the 31st of December, 1944. So, hey, we basically won World War II by 1944. Spectacular. Here we are, 1945. And we have new friends. Basically, the Japanese army is now on our side. Not entirely certain that that's really going to help us that much. Getting the Chinese army on our side would be fantastic. And actually, that might now be possible now that Germany doesn't exist and there's no one influencing their nation. So that might actually be a possibility. So what do we've got here? We've got combat medicine. Yeah, that can stop and we'll sink it into industrial efficiency. Destroyer engine. Yeah, that can keep going. And special forces. Special forces. Special force. Here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, let's pull them off there and we'll do infantry warfare research. Because it's no longer ahead of time. It's just 1 year ahead of time. There aren't significant penalties to actually researching that tech. Because it's just 1 year. So yeah, this has been fairly eventful. New friends. Now, they are... Okay, we need to look back through our spies here. Allies, Japan, still top priority. Let's do support our party as well. Nope, ruling party. Yeah. Who is the ruling party in Japan now? Riken Seiyukai. Forgive my pronunciation. You've got 23% popular support, and the Democratic parties are they're not insignificant. They're not weak. But yeah, we need to get the Japanese armed forces basically out of these provinces before we call them into war against Manchukuo and Manchukuo. Well, these guys are doing pretty well, I've got to say. For only deploying 3 corps to this front, I've got to say it's worked out fairly well for us. And the Americans got all their land back. The Japanese didn't lose any of their land. The Philippines, well, yeah, the Americans lost their colony in the Philippines. Because the Japanese actually took it from them. Now, the question, do we want to actually... Oh, okay, the British have already landed here, right as we were thinking about it. This is only a level 2 naval base, though. So be able to ship in 25 units of supplies and fuel. If we assume that this is also level 2, 25 units of supplies is not that much. One of our Marine brigades takes 2. I mean, that's enough. Let's deploy the first Brit Corps up in here. We'll just land here with 5 divisions of Marines. British Marines, of course. And yeah, we'll just all land in the same province. I know it's not really the best, because immediately, like, you can be completely enveloped and pushed back out with those bonuses, but hey, I guess worse things have happened. And I truly doubt that Manchukuo has enough forces to properly defend its borders without help from France, honestly. Now, what is this? Is this multi-roll? Multi-roll. There we go. And this is a level 1 naval base. So how much can we ship in here? 10. 10 units of supplies and fuel per day. Well, it'll be a little bit of a stretch, but I think we can do it if we take... I mean, we can, at the very least, we can move in and take Mukden and link up with the British port down here. That should be okay. Should be okay. Probably won't be okay. But yeah, let's just make a beeline for Mukden. Leave one here. We'll use the hills and mountain provinces, except on this little area here. And just gonna move right in. Hope that they don't have any garrison forces. I think that this Japanese garrison division was the one that was protecting Mukden, and I don't think that that Manchukuo has any army left, really. I think that this is their army up here, stuck in these little pockets of formerly Japanese-occupied Soviet Union. I don't think this is going to be really a problem. And Manchukuo will be interesting as well, because we need to make it all the way over here to Hohhot to actually force their surrender. But that won't be that big of a deal. I think we might be able to just march over to their territory as well. And just basically walk in. I would like to be able to create puppets over here. Like Austria. We can't create Austria. Why? Oh. Because the Soviets have Vienna. I forgot about that. Well, poop. That's awkward now, isn't it? Yeah, I think we might need to go back in and just edit the save file. As crappy as that sounds. Holy cow. Now the British decide that they're gonna actually invade places. The war's already won and they're like, oh yeah, full-scale naval invasion of Manchukuo. Brilliant. Brilliant job, guys. Ugh. Grumble, grumble, grumble. A little bit of that help would have been great. Although, honestly, I've been using your troops this entire time, so I guess I shouldn't really complain that much. We need a war goal on here. Puppet. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, look at this invasion. Look at this. They should have been doing this the entire game. What took them so long? Hey, Spearhead Doctrine. Very important tech. Reduces the combat width of all of your armored divisions. Basically, you can fit more tanks in one front line. It's fantastic. This Spearhead Doctrine up here might be in our best interests to just research some of these behind-time technologies as just nice little bonuses. Maybe start working on rocketry. We are so far behind on all of these really important technologies, but I mean, we're France, right? Most people don't even expect us to make it to the end game. Naval basing can continue researching, since we're cutting it so close over here with, okay, we got another 20%, so now we can ship 10.5 units of supplies and fuel in here per day. Fantastic, as opposed to 9.5, so that's actually a fairly significant boost. Especially considering this is just level 1 naval base. Destroy your armor. Okay. Let's do some more anti-aircraft, I think. Now, yeah, we're having a real difficult time supplying this little advance of ours here. Yeah, I don't think we should be doing any more advancing than we absolutely need to. Better small warship radar is always nice, though. It definitely helps with the submarine detection. I'm not certain if strong navy is going to be a necessity against the Soviet Union, if the Soviet Union does decide to attack us. And they very well may, because of these little interesting borders that we ended up with. But hey, it might be interesting. It might come to that. Tactical command structure. Yeah, we want superior firepower. Yeah, keep researching that. Hey, every single one of our airplanes just got that much better. It's fantastic research. We can almost research jets. Theoretical jet engine in industry. Yeah, okay, we need to actually do rocket research. Let's, I guess we'll start that. In 1945. Yeah, I suppose we'll start researching that. Alright, we took Mukden from Manchukuo, but they still have Harbin up here, which we will need to take in order to force their surrender. So I suppose that means we'll actually need to move up in that general direction. Or we can trust the United Kingdom. Do you want to trust the United Kingdom? I don't think we can trust the United Kingdom. No. No, I don't think that's going to happen. We're just going to head in that general direction. Like that. And do our best to not get completely surrounded and obliterated. With something like that. That should be fine. And we'll keep our eyes on them. Just in case we do run into any resistance. Which I honestly do doubt. Let's just speed it up to speed 5, just because we're basically in the wrapping up stage here. I'd really appreciate it if Hungary were to surrender, so that we could release Romania as a puppet state. And yeah, I saw those little red flags over there. That basically means that we're having supply issues, which we were expecting, but is still very unfortunate. It is now February 1945. Our advance has stalled here because we can't get supplies into this province. Probably because it, yeah, this region of the world just has really, really crappy infrastructure, so it costs that much more to, craft carrier armor advance. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, we'll keep researching that too. It takes that much more supplies to actually move supplies around. But I think that'll be just fine. We can't add a war goal yet until the 22nd of February. Right now we're only targeting them with Puppet. That's fine. Just Puppet them. I don't care. And there we go. Puppet. You're mine now. Go into Allies. Manchukuo, excuse me. Manchukuo's someone different. And support the ruling party. Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. Got you. I don't know why we have spies here. We're good here. Good here. Yep, okay. Wonderful. What's done is done. And now I wonder if they actually have any troops over here, or if these are just HQ units. Well, let's do some strategic redeployment just along this border over here. And we'll see. Speed 5 it up. What's this? Lend-Lease request. Japan wants some of our industrial capacity. Huh. I'm kind of using that. I mean, we'll accept just so that we have the option here to distribute it to Japan. But, I mean, why? Why would we do that? You're not even in our wars. Although you are helping a lot by influencing people to our side. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah. Can't really complain about that. Schwerpunkt. Yep, keep doing that one. Yeah, totally ahistorical, totally unrealistic surrender here. Like, the world would not look like this after the surrender of Japan after World War II. Decryption machine, yep. And I guess we'll do encryption machine now, too. Why not? Like, we would not allow a defeated party to retain all of their advances in the war, you know? It's just not something that would have happened. We would not have allowed them to keep their colonies. Although the good thing about this, in terms of the game, coal donations, all right, is that Japan now gets to keep their army and their navy, the parts of what we haven't destroyed, you know? So the allied faction, which Japan is now a part of, is that much stronger, due to the nonsense, due to this this ridiculousness. Basically, the armies just flip their heads around on a dime and say, "Oh, yeah, we're on your time. We're on your team now. Fantastic." All right, so we just got our first new heavy cruiser built up, and by first I mean the only one we queued up. We haven't been investing too much in. You're over here. We haven't invested anything in here. Why did we build a heavy cruiser again? Someone remind me. Someone remind me why we built a heavy cruiser. Is it just for the, did I just do it for the practical? I might have just done it for the practical. It seems really foolish to do. I mean, we have a whole bunch of light cruisers that are going to finish very, very, very soon. And we have a few aircraft carriers that are going to finish soon as well. It just doesn't make any sense to me to have built a heavy cruiser like that. Especially one with 1934 technology. It's 10 years old. It's basically useless. Completely outdated. Whatever. And yeah, there's all of our light cruisers here. We're going to deploy them to Marseille. To this fleet, basically all light cruisers based around the St. Louis. Let's just pop them all over and get an automatic name. Increase the rank of the general so it doesn't give us that red mark anymore. And yeah, we'll sink as much as we can into upgrades, but other than that, now we need to... Okay, so we now have 37 cruiser practical, which is almost the maximum of 40. Which is absolutely fantastic. It means we can build a whole bunch more light cruisers now. And our light cruiser technology, at least now, has two 1940 techs. The engine and the armor are now 1940. Compare that to these ones, which we built with full 1936. So we've got 1936 main armament, anti-aircraft, engine, and armor. If we go and build a new one now, in terms of light cruisers, we still have 36 main armament and anti-aircraft armament, but our engine and our armor is now 1940. And we now have 38 ASW and 40 radar, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we don't have any radar or anti-submarine warfare equipment on the light cruisers that we just built. So I think we will continue to basically churn out light cruisers. I doubt that we will ever need to use them, but we'll queue up another 5. Just stick them down here at the bottom. Just basically a modernization effort for the new French Empire. And then, yeah, I mean, we're going to need to take a look at what the Soviet Union's gonna do in response to all of this. It looks like they're actually losing territory to Finnish rebels, which is sort of interesting. I'm sure that won't last for very long. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all in the next episode. Basically just need to take the capital of Manchukuo down here. And then we'll redeploy everybody, take a look at where we stand in the world, and we'll do our best to release allied nations. Let's take a look at what the world will look like after this is over. So, thanks again for joining me on this Hearts of Iron 3 France adventure, and I'll see you all next time.